Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, I am the son of Della McCullough, a single mom who raised me by herself and who is my greatest influence. If you look in your program tonight, you will see my bio. If you haven't read it yet, I would suggest that you do so when I'm finished speaking tonight, because I won't be repeating much of what is being said. You see, the story within my bio is what happened after I attended CADCA's National Youth Leadership Initiative. But I want to tell you what got me involved in drug prevention. Tonight, for the first time ever, I will share with you the story of how I became a drug-free kid. Beginning with my roots, I'm half Native American. I was born on a reservation in Ukiah, California, and I didn't spend a lot of time there, and I don't remember ever living there, but as many of you know, addiction ranks high amongst Native Americans, and my family is no exception. Growing up, I lived in an environment that was hostile, for the lack of a better term. It wasn't violent, but many of the family members with whom we lived were using alcohol and other drugs. There wasn't much my mom could do about it either, because it was the only place we had to live. Even so, I am grateful to my mother, who did her best to shelter me from what they were doing and tried her hardest to move me away from the situation. By the time I got into high school, I struggled like many youth to fit in. I joined the football team, and I looked up to the seniors on the team and saw them as my mentors. In fact, I believed that it was because of them that I was crowned freshman prince at homecoming that year. At the end of my freshman year, I was invited to the graduation party for the seniors. However, attending that party was one of the biggest mistakes in my life. I was offered alcohol, and I drank it. I felt indebted to the senior class, almost under their influence, for what they had done for me my freshman year. And I felt like this was the way that I could repay them. After football season was over, I became incredibly close to my friend Alex, who eventually became my best friend, and whose family ultimately became my second family. Once that senior class was gone, the only person that I had as a friend was Alex. It was he who got me involved with prevention and who became my healthy influence. My sophomore year, we came to the CADCA National Leadership Forum, where I went through the NYLI, which taught me how to be a leader in my community, and that I could be myself and didn't have to drink to have fun. It was the NYLI that changed the course of my life, and if I hadn't gone through that training, I would not be standing here tonight. I may have gone down a different path and followed in the footsteps of my family members. I would have been the problem and not the solution seeker I am today. The theme for tonight's dinner is real lives, real change. My story, my life is real. And NYLI changed the course of my life. A real life, incredibly changed. Today, I'm a 19-year-old student at American University in Washington, D.C., living not only my dream, but that of my mother. Tonight, we are in the presence of the United States drug czar. One day, Director Kurlikowski, I would like to have your job. But at a minimum, I would like to work in any capacity to change communities across this great nation. During my second trip to the NYLI, I asked my friends at the Office of National Drug Control Policy if I could volunteer in their office. And now, I've had the opportunity to serve as an intern for the Drug-Free Community Support Program since January of this year. Real lives implementing real change. Tonight's theme embodies exactly what my story is. and the stories of millions of young people around the world. I applaud CADCA, its National Youth Leadership Initiative, the Drug-Free Kids campaign, and my mom for the work that they have done and continue to do to keep kids drug-free. Thank you for inviting me to speak here tonight and to share my story for the first time ever of how I became involved in drug prevention, how I became the young man I am today, and how my life was changed because of CADCA's National Youth Leadership Initiative. Thank you.